Hi, I'm Roger Beery with Box's Beery Wine Blog and Wine Reviews. And today we're going to chat about this Primitivo di Manduria from Giordano Vini from their Giordano collection. Now this is a d.o.c. wine, which means it's very highly rated by the Italian governmental scale, and this is the 2011 version. Now Primitivo, some of you may be familiar with, but it's also known in the US as Zinfandel. For many years they were thought to be cousins, but DNA testing has proven that they are in fact the same grape. So when we taste this, let's think of it as an Italian style Zinfandel. Now the Manduria region where this is from, if you remember your high school geography lesson or maybe elementary school geography lesson, we think of Italy, we see the boot, the high heel of the boot. The Manduria region is in the northern part of that high heel. So it's very close to the sea, ocean air, ocean winds, and it creates some very unique vineyards for this Primitivo. Now, in this particular vineyard, the vines are what are called head trained. And so if you've ever seen pictures or been to, say, Dry Creek Valley in Sonoma, and you see those old gnarly Zinfandel vines that have no trellising, and you just see vines coming up out of those big gnarly stumps, that's head training. Well, that does a couple of things. One is it makes the grapes really, really rich. The other thing it does is it reduces the tonnage per acre. So the vines are really adding a lot of flavor and intensity to those grapes because there's just not that many of them. So it's a small production, beautifully done vineyard, and so that's why this is a rather high-end Primitivo. So let's see what we have here on the nose. It is reminiscent of Zinfandel, but I do get a bit of earthiness to it that I wouldn't get otherwise, or that I might not get in a Zinfandel, but flavors of dark cherry, raspberry, and definitely a touch of saddle leather on the finish. Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of intriguing and nice. Now this particular wine, 50% of it is aged in near neutral barrels, meaning they're 2 to 3 years old, so they don't impart as strong an oak intensity as you would expect. And the other half is aged in oak casks that are underground that are neutral. So we get a nice soft notes from that oak that round off the edges without making it a real oaky wine. So let's see what we get here on the palate. First thing that strikes me is it's not quite as jammy as an American Zinfandel, but we do get some of those jammy notes. But there's very balanced acidity and balanced tannins. Now, I would recommend that you decant this wine for at least 30 minutes to an hour to kind of soften some of those tannins. And I think, boy, it really takes this wine from a really good wine to an excellent wine. But on the palate, I get plum, black cherry, a little oaky vanilla, definitely some tobacco box, which is very intriguing. Some spices like cassis and pepper, and some other dark spice. And a super long finish with definite notes of campfire smoke, which is something I particularly enjoy in a Zinfandel. So as far as food pairing, this is a big wine. Think big red juicy meats, think roast, think a rare, medium rare steak. You know what's coming to mind here? Ribs. Without the sauce, dry rub ribs on the grill, and this Primitivo from Giordano, and I think you're set.